All right, what's going on? Welcome back to the Look Mum, I'm Hustling podcast. Thanks for tuning in. Sarah has her big glass of AJ, I guess you would call it apple juice.
I've never heard anyone call apple juice AJ, to be honest.
Technically what it is.
Yeah, it is. OJ seems so much more normal. But yeah, I feel like a big kid with my apple juice. I'm just craving it today.
You like your cloudy or you like your clear? What's the difference? They just, I guess, leave...
Pulp? Apple pulp?
No, it's not pulp. I guess it's like the type of apple that they juice.
Yeah, potentially. Probably like a green apple versus like a pink lady or something like that.
I've got my GB, my ginger beer, very sugared up. Usually we're caffeinated up.
Usually
But
caffeinated.
we're recording this one a little bit later, so...
Already coffeeed out, I think.
We're coffeed out, but now we're sugared up, so it's probably going to be just as much slurring as ever.
Probably, but hey, it's what we're good at.
That's what we're good at. Trying to stay humble, trying to stay relevant and stay sugared up. And we have technical issues instantly, which is fun. Got a few interesting topics to talk on today. Kind of been in the world of looking at celebrities and what they've been up to this week. You've been looking at, I think, did you say Beyonce?
Not Beyonce, Kim Kardashian. Yeah.
Still a celebrity.
Yeah, well, yeah, of course she is a celebrity. She's one of those ones that's always really controversial. You have people that love her and hate her. Like, she has done a whole bunch for, like, social media.
She's a lawyer.
Is she?
I think she has a law degree, yeah.
I think so. But yeah, she's like a pretty boss entrepreneur when you think about it at the end of the day, and really, really good at marketing. So
she's very good at marketing.
Yeah, super good at marketing. So I've just got like she did a speech at Boston, Harvard, Boston.
A what at Boston, Harvard? A speech?
A speech at the Harvard Business School.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So
I'll look into that.
Yeah, go into that a little bit later. And then the Oscars got announced this week, which is pretty interesting.
Is this the one where Will Smith slapped? Was that 12 months ago?
Yeah, it was in March last year.
Why isn't it on the same month?
No, they got announced, and then they've got like all the nominees. Yeah, so all the nominees got announced, and then
they're just doing it every 10 months now. It's a bit strange.
No, they have to do it like leading up, because that way they want to create some buzz and be like, oh, this person should have voted, or this person.
Let's have a look at that, because we did do an episode a couple of weeks ago about the. I was going to say, what did I get adult film industry from? We haven't talked about pornos yet, just yet.
No, not yet.
Indie films, and how some of the ones that were coming out are going to be like apparently critically acclaimed and like have some really good directors and stuff that have put them together, but you haven't really heard of them yet. Like they're kind of underground, but I have seen a couple of the nominations and some of them are on there. So whether or not they just haven't been like widely spread or like in the media and stuff, because you only hear about the big blockbusters, right?
No, of course. And because we had like COVID and everything, a lot of them didn't get their cinema time and all that kind of thing, like we did reference in that episode. But the Razzies also got announced as well, which is like the polar opposite to the Oscars, so like the worst of the movie industry.
TV as well? Or
yeah, they do a little bit of TV as well, which is pretty interesting. And I'm just like, there's some crossovers that it got nominated for the Razzies, but also for the Oscars. And like, is it good or not good?
Is it cinemas only, or does it include streaming like Netflix exclusive stuff?
I think that's what they have to sort of do now, right?
Should we just get into this right now?
Yeah, might as well. Like we're just talking it. Let me.
Otherwise, it's a very long introduction to a later segment.
100%.
So Oscars and Razzies. Let's see how many movies, because we haven't been to the cinemas too much, but we do occasionally pay the old YouTube one-off payment to watch a movie. So let's see what movies we've actually bothered to watch that are in this
list,
high caliber.
Yeah. Did you get the link I sent you?
I've got it, yeah.
Oh, I love technology. Makes it so
when
much
it works, it's kind of good.
100%.
Otherwise, it's a burden.
Okay. The biggest snubs at the Oscars. Sorry, Oscars.
Oscars. Maybe we could just do an Australian version.
Oh, the Oscars. Yeah, the Oscar Award.
Oscar Award. Who would get the biggest Oscar award?
Alan Jones.
No.
No, I'm joking.
Someone that people actually care about.
Chris Hemsworth?
Hemsworth is a bit of an Oscar.
Yeah.
We don't really watch normal TV, so it's hard to say like who's in the realm.
I know, like who's even on Home and Away and Neighbours.
So there's Hemsworth.
Yeah. And then who's the Wolf oh my gosh, slurring, definitely. So the Wolf of Wall Street lady that's also in Birds
Margot
of Prey.
Robbie, she's a bit of an Oscar. She was on, I used to be obsessed with her, but she was on Neighbours. She played like this young emo kind of troubled teenager character. And now she's like, she's right there, like the hottest chick in showbiz right now.
She's very talented too.
She's talented.
Yeah. There was that, I think everybody knows, but the first
Jim Jeffries would be a big Oscar award. He's a big bit of an Oscar.
Yeah, but like in the Suicide Squad, like the elevator scene that she did it like with or without wires. So she like trained like gymnastics and all that like parkour kind of thing.
Margot Parkour Robbie, as they do call her.
Yes.
All right, do you want to read this one or do you want me to rip into it.
So I'm pretty sure, like, I got this list because this was more about like the snubs and stuff that like didn't get nominated. Do you want like the
Is there a list, or are we just going to read the entire document? Here we go. There's a list here.
Oh, awesome.
So I'm not going to read the entire document.
No.
So let's rip into it. The Best Picture award. So All Quiet on the Western Front. I started watching this on Netflix about a fortnight ago. It's World War One from the German perspective.
Oh, is that where like that dude ended up running off with that girls and then we like turned it off?
And then just get blown up and just bombs and
that's
war.
Right. Yeah.
Classic war movie. It looks like the cinematography in that is incredible, but it's like you got to read subtitles the entire time. But like every scene is framed so meticulously.
Gotcha.
Everything's like centered, like
so
perfectly
beautifully
centered.
shot.
Beautiful cinematography.
Lovely.
Avatar: Way of Water.
We've seen that. We even did an episode on that.
Did a whole episode on that. You can refer to episode Avatar. Banshees of Inisherin. It's apparently it's really good. It's
Is this another Netflix one?
No, it's at the cinemas. It's an Irish movie. You know how they have these main Irish actors? We watched that one long ago, like In Bruges type of actors.
Oh,
the
gotcha.
Same. Here we go. Colin Farrell, that Brendan Gleeson
like
guy.
Both are literally in Bruges.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, is this like the second one to it?
I don't think so.
Okay.
It's on a remote island of Ireland. Don't know what the actual story arc is. That's supposed to be really good.
Okay. I wouldn't mind watching that one. I did really like In Bruges.
Oh, we've got date night 2 hours away. We could squeeze it in.
We could.
Elvis, supposed to be good. Did we see that?
No, we haven't seen Elvis, and there's like controversy around Austin Butler still having like that Elvis accent and everything. He's in like the media and stuff at the moment because he didn't like thank his previous girlfriend to like not forced him, but like said, "Hey, baby, you should play Elvis."
Well, I actually seen about everything's a fortnight ago in my brain for some reason. I came across like in my YouTube home feed. I think it's called Actors Roundtable. And they get a bunch of...
Oh, I love that YouTube series. It's really interesting.
Yeah, there's a new one that has Colin Farrell in it, that we just touched on. This one here, Austin Butler, Brendan Fraser.
Okay, I know what I'm watching later.
And Adam Sandler as well.
Oh, that's mad.
But yeah, I didn't know much about that Austin Butler guy, but he has like that really dark, swoody voice.
Yeah, so that's like, because he did a lot of voice coaching and stuff for it, like he's kept that voice on.
He did mention his girlfriend in that interview though.
Did he mention it was Vanessa Hudgens?
I didn't say that, no.
Oh.
Interesting. Yeah. The Fablemans is one of these ones that I was in the article we touched on a couple of weeks ago about the art house films. This is, I believe it is about making film. It's by Steven Spielberg.
Right.
Michelle Williams. I think it's about them making movies in a movie or something.
Gotcha.
It's kind of boring, to be honest.
Is that one of those ones that it got like heaps of buzz but actually wasn't that good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tar, or it could be Ter, I don't know how it's pronounced. Psychological drama with Cate Blanchett. I think she is a symphony, something to do with music. Renowned musician Lydia Tarr is days away from recording her symphony, and it's like really dramatic. It reminded me of like Whiplash.
Oh, okay.
From the trailer, at least.
Yep.
Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah, that was in the cinemas for like 5,000 years.
That was... See, this is where it gets controversial, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't mind it, but they squeezed every last drop of like nostalgia and Top Gunniness into that.
Oh, without a doubt. And like the aerial effects, not the aerial effects, but like the aerial tricks and stuff that they did as well. 100% they like knew exactly.
In the cockpits, right?
Yeah, they knew exactly who their audience was and they played it to a T. So very, very smart.
The people that love it, like love it. I've watched it multiple times.
100%.
So I think probably Top Gun's going to win over Avatar, I feel. Obviously, Avatar's now done more in box office revenue, but I feel like Top Gun's just the Americanism of it all, the Americana.
The patriotism, right? And it's Tom Cruise, right?
Triangle of Sadness, haven't heard of it.
No.
Bunch of unknown actor. Woody Harrelson, I guess, probably the fifth character in the list.
Mm-hmm. Cruise ship?
And women talking. I mean, we don't know. There's enough of that going on in the world.
I don't even know what that one is.
We'll have a look at it.
Yeah.
That's going to be the worst title for a movie, Women Talking.
Women Talking? What kind of genre is it? It's got a lot of women in it, so that's something.
There's one guy.
Yeah.
Props to him. Women in an isolated religious colony struggle to reconcile with their faith after a series of sexual assaults.
Oh, that's not good. That sounds like a horrible film. Not like horrible
Not
as in
like
badly
just a
done, but
horrible,
just like a terrible story. Yeah.
There's no real reason to dig into like best directing and best actor and stuff.
No, but like the best actors is always really interesting, especially if like the film wasn't nominated for best film, and like apparently people are heaps upset that Tom Cruise didn't get nominated for Top Gun because it was in there.
Yeah, that's an easy one though.
But like, here would be an interesting one. Who's your pick to win best actor
out of these 5?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've seen 0 of these movies.
I know.
So I'm just picking based on like their previous body of work.
I'm going to say Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, but that's just because he was the Mummy.
The Mummy and Encino Man. That was like
Pretty Airheads was a better role.
No, Encino Man was so good.
There was something on Free-to-Wear the other day when I was walking past where he's like grew up in like a bomb shelter or something.
Oh, the back something.
Blast from the Past?
Yeah, Blast from the Past. That's it. I used to love that movie as well. Like the dad was Christopher Walken, and he used to drink warm Dr. Pepper.
Here it is.
Yeah. That's such a fun movie.
Should we just start playing trailers? There's no point playing a trailer, but we need to start playing videos on this screen here.
Yeah. For those that are just listening, we are just going through the list of best actors.
Yeah. So if you want
to
see the visual, our face and the screen, feel free to jump onto YouTube
or Spotify.
Spotify, where you can watch the visual component of this podcast.
Yes.
Blast from the Past.
Yeah.
It's just one of those good daytime movies, 1 o'clock.
It is.
Like, what's this on for?
Yeah, always a lot of fun. And there's, like, obviously you have best actors and best actresses. Oh, yeah, Kate Blanchett, Michelle Williams.
For that one, I'm going to clearly say Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, Michelle Yeoh.
Because that got a lot of buzz.
That was a hectic movie. I don't want to watch it like 4 more times.
Yeah. And my nickname for you at the moment is Everything All at Once, so, you know.
Is it?
Yeah.
I have not heard. Is it behind closed doors then? Because I have not heard it.
No, because you always want to do everything all at once.
Can we shorten that?
Everything all at once. Eat?
Yo. You just call me Yo, like Michelle Yeoh.
Oh.
That'll work.
But, you know, it would be awesome if she won. She got one for Crouching Tiger, right? I think. Potentially.
You expect me to know like the winners from previous years?
I don't know. I used to be the movie person.
All right, let's move on to Razzies. Was it Razzies? Razzes? Was it?
Razzies.
Z?
Yeah, and like apparently like with the Oscars as well, there's a little bit of controversy because they always try to get it under like 3 to 4 hours or like under 3 hours, and apparently last year they didn't televise all the awards, so just like the best like I think it was like editing and all those kind of, you know, all the other stuff that goes into making a movie, they didn't televise that. So they sort of almost created this divide between like B grade and like A grade awards. And they were like, why would you do that? These people put just as much effort into these films as like the main actors and the directors and stuff do. So there's always like this, like what's more important to film for the award ceremony? And then is it actually worth it to film? Is it just like a whole bunch of, you know, show dancing and showboating and things like that? Because you have to bid and put money in to like get you into the Oscars in the first place. Like it costs money to like get nominated.
It's all just a big old scam to get people in suit and ties.
It's like the Olympics. You have to like bid to like be part of it.
All right. So is this from this year?
Is
Razzie's 43rd?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, Morbius is in it, and then you've got Blonde and stuff. So
You've read this already? This article already? This is from the previous year.
Not this particular article. I've got a different article if you want that one.
If you got the whole list, then yeah, send it through.
I'm pretty sure it's a whole list.
It was 4 days ago. Blonde.
Okay.
Did we watch that? One? We did watch that.
We did watch it. That was like the 10-hour movie that we watched, and it was like a ridiculous.
It wasn't 10 hours.
No, it was like 3 hours.
With everyone's related to Tom Cruise. You know how they do like the 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon? I feel like Tom Cruise has a shorter amount of degrees to every actor, actress. Blonde had that female that was in
Mission Impossible?
I think so.
Oh, she was a Bond chick as well, I think.
Everything.
But yeah, apparently, like, everyone didn't really like the Blonde movie. One, because like the death scene was like heaps controversial and it was just like really blown out. Like I thought her acting was pretty decent, but she was just like crying like 50% of the movie. So it's a bit weird.
Not memorable.
Yeah.
Well, at least in a good regard anyway.
And I didn't know there was a live action Disney Pinocchio as well.
That's the Wait.
Tom Hanks was in that one.
Oh, that's right. Because there's another one now, the Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah.
That's like a dark version.
I think so, yeah. But I
There's
think
too many goddamn movies.
I know. Tom Hanks, Disney Pinocchio, I think that's the reason why. Because he's played, who's Pinocchio's dad?
Giuseppe?
Giuseppe?
I don't know.
All I remember from like the original Pinocchio movie is like them turning into donkeys, and that was horrifying.
Don't remember that.
Yeah, they shipped all these like orphan kids into this theme park area, gave them like beer and drinks or whatever it was, and then they ended up all turning into donkeys, and then they were like using the donkeys for labor, I think. It's pretty messed up.
I was kind of turned off. This is Disney, right? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I was turned off Disney when I watched Fantasia and the dancing broom scene.
That's pretty horrifying as well.
It feed me from animations. Next up is Good Morning. This is like some stoner
film. Is that
film.
Machine Gun Kelly?
Yeah.
What?
Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly's.
Good Morning. Is it like based on a true story or something?
I don't think so.
This is my impersonation of Draco Malfoy looking for drugs.
Where's the pot, Potter?
Anyone know the number to 911?
He's trying to be like
Game of Thrones or something. I'm trying to get him.
Like Pete Davidson or something?
No, kind of, but it seems like he's trying to be like Jim Carrey or something.
He's always been quite a large personality in general.
All right, that looks horrible. King's Daughter. Anything with like the word king and like it's just troublesome to begin with.
Yeah, well, it's the Razzies for a reason.
Princess Bride. I'm probably getting a lot of hate for that.
Excuse me, Princess Bride is an OG. It's a fan favorite.
Sounds like the same. It's just sounds the same to me.
I still want to watch Morbius.
No.
It's got Jared Leto in it.
Yeah, but it doesn't.
It's probably going to be terrible. Well, it is terrible because it got nominated for a Razzie. But still.
It's like The Rock here. The Rock, Black Adam, just because it has The Rock in it.
Well, didn't that get a lot of hate as well? The Rock? Well, not The Rock, Black Adam.
Well, he keeps saying like it's doing really, really well, but it's not. He's just like essentially lying and not making up numbers, but like pretending like it's doing well, but it clearly isn't based on if you have any knowledge of how like film data and box office data works.
But there's so many like good people in Morbius though.
Anyway.
Worst actors?
These are just boring to go through because they're shit movies to begin with.
But it's just like, is there any that, it's just interesting correlations, so.
Okay. So Tom Hanks, Elvis.
Yeah.
So his role in that movie, no good, apparently.
Yeah, apparently. Like he played, Elvis's manager, so.
So you're looking for correlations. Interesting. I see what you're doing here.
Yeah, to see if there's like anything
Worst remake, rip-off sequel, Jurassic Park Dominion. We were close to watching that on Netflix. Didn't happen.
I think we started watching it and I think we missed one in the middle because I had no idea what was going on. I was like, who's this young girl from?
Here's interesting. Worst actress, Bryce Dallas Howard, Jurassic Park. Ron Howard's daughter.
Oh,
Redhead.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Diane
I
Keaton.
think she's a good actress.
There's heaps of good actors like Sylvester Stallone,
Samaritan. All right. Well, this is a boring segment, Sarah.
Excuse me.
Razzies. It's actually, what's it stand for? The Raspberry Awards.
Oh, like, when you blow that. That's a raspberry, right? Like it means it's bad.
Golden Raspberries. It's a parody award. Let's have a look at the history here.
Yeah, because why would it would have started because someone, I don't know.
Someone thought they made a good movie or that someone knew they made a shit movie and then were like, I want to get acknowledged for making this shit movie.
Yeah.
So the Golden Raspberry Awards is a parody award show honoring the worst of cinematic achievements. Co-founded by UCLA film grads and film industry veterans John J.B. Wilson and Mo Murphy. Satirical annual ceremony has preceded its opposite, the Academy Awards. The term raspberry is used in its irrelevant sense as in blowing a raspberry. You're super clued in with these things.
That's what a raspberry is. Haven't you ever heard it being called a raspberry before?
It could have just been like a stepped on a raspberry and they don't look very good when they're stepped on.
Well, I don't know. That didn't make sense to me. Just blowing a raspberry made sense.
Interesting.
When did the Razzies start?
81, 41 years ago.
What was like the first sort of movies in the Razzies?
So do you want to go, let's go worst picture 1980 to present.
Let's see what really.
Should we pick one of these to watch tonight?
Ooh, what really spawned it on?
So
Xanadu.
The ones in yellow here are highlighted are the losers.
Yep. Have you seen Can't Stop the Music?
Can't Stop. Where did you grow up? Kansas. Can't Stop the Music. You grew up in bloody Australia, mate. It's can't.
Can't. Oh yeah, Can't Stop the Music.
Can't. It definitely can't.
By the group YMCA.
Sounds horrible.
Have you not seen that movie?
No.
You know the YMCA.
That's out of a movie?
Yeah, it's like Can't Stop the Music is from like the Village People. It's the Village People.
I have seen this movie.
Yeah, and there was like a murder and stuff.
I feel like I'm going to get mixed up with what's that police show? Police
Academy?
Police Academy.
Yeah. It's like similar sort of vibe.
I think they dressed up as the Village People in Police Academy.
I think so.
I'm getting two bad movies conflated.
Cruising? Never heard of it.
Let's not go through everyone because we're going to be here until 8 p.m. Let's just go through the ones that actually lost, right? 1981, Mummy Dearest sounds not in our ballpark. Incheon, epic war film. Haven't heard of it.
Nope.
Lonely Lady.
Nope. Wait, is that the... Oh, I thought that was like the cartoon Hercules. I was like, that was a favorite.
I haven't heard of any of these. Rambo's First Blood Part 2.
Oh.
Howard the Duck. That's turned into
like
a cult
classic. Yeah. That's very, very interesting. Is that Cobra as well? Interesting.
So they just hate Stallone, really.
It's like I guess back in the day, like the big, gun action movies, they were just like there was like no storyline to them, right? There was just like a lot of murder.
But now that's the whole in half the industry is about action and guns and stuff.
And is that Cocktail with Tom Cruise as well?
You should just have your own movie podcast. How do you know all these movies?
Because I used to work in a store with movies.
Fuck, I feel like I've seen like 8 movies and they're all Adam Sandler movies. Star Trek Final Frontier.
Rude. Karate Kid number 3.
You're not listening to what I'm saying. Let's just do just the yellow ones.
The yellow ones.
You've done it 4 times now.
I know. I'm just curious, like, what else was like nominated?
Again, these people are just like satirical. None of this is like.
But like some of these are turned into cult classics, like Roadhouse and stuff with Dirty Dancing Dude.
Dirty Dancing Dude.
Yeah.
That sounds like a
from
really
Dirty Dancing.
catchy Instagram
Patrick
name.
Swayze. That's his name.
Dirty Dancing Dude. Some TikTok star.
No, Patrick Swayze. Dirty Dancing Dude.
Adventures of Ford Fairlane.
Haven't seen that.
Andrew Dice Clay.
Ghosts.
Don't you dare read one that's not yellow right now.
I said Ghost can't do it.
Hudson Hawk. Haven't heard of it. Shining Through. Let's go to one that I've actually heard of. Showgirls.
Never seen it. Have you seen it?
I want to. That's a provocative striptease.
Another one.
They're just hating on all the sexualized stuff.
Postman.
Kevin
Costner.
Thing?
No, it's a post-apocalyptic one. So like
that looks cool.
So like he finds like a bag of
let's just stop this right now. Yeah. I'm just gonna do a hustling podcast. You just do a movie one.
Because he finds like a bag of post and he like delivers it to people.
So it's a post-apocalyptic postman.
Yes.
I gotta watch the
produced
trailer
and directed by Kevin Costner.
I've got to watch a trailer of this. I don't even care if it gets flagged.
I feel like it's close to like Waterworld.
Right. I'm down for this.
You down for post-apocalyptic postman?
I've pretty seen it actually.
Maybe.
In the future, after the Great War, our civilization lies in ruin. Government does not exist. Technology has been erased. And everything man remembers.
These are the horses. Who's running these horses?
Out of the chaos, a lawless army will arise to prey.
Yo, that actor's been around for ages. That villain guy.
Yeah, he always plays villains.
But to a people...
Nah, not into it. I thought it was just him by himself. When you say post-apocalyptic, I'm thinking he's the last man alive.
No.
So where's delivering... I'm not into that one. Moving on. Alan Smithy film. Burn Hollywood Burn.
Mm-mm.
Wild Wild West. Oh,
no.
Blasphemous.
Classic.
Battlefield Earth. They really hate the kind of sci-fi ones. Freddy Got Fingered. Come on.
I feel like that turned into a bit of a cult classic, like with teenagers and stuff.
Putting shame on Tom Green's name.
There was very much like prime, like Clerks era and all that kind of thing, like that sort of slapstick comedy.
Gigi. That got horrible ratings at the time.
Yeah, I remember that being horrible.
Catwoman, same deal.
Also, another really bad one.
Basic Instinct 2. I feel like this is a boring segment now.
Love Guru.
Transformers. Last Airbender. I thought
that was pretty bad. The cartoon series?
I kind of enjoyed it.
Like the cartoon series, really, really good.
I don't know how it lost over Twilight. There we go. Twilight
There you go.
It's come back. Movie 43, Fantastic Four,
That
50
was
Shades
pretty
of Grey,
bad.
Emoji Movie. Fuck.
That was a movie?
Cats, Diana the Musical. Okay, so
Interesting.
let's move on from Razzies.
Yeah.
Because I'm all razzed up.
You're all razzed up?
I'm ready to blow a raspberry at your topic. No, it was fine. It's good to know not to watch those movies. So next time I'm scrolling through Netflix and like any of those videos come up, because they always make the trailers look way more interesting than the movie actually is.
Oh, 100%. And there's like, there are so many movies to choose from, right? And it's like one of those things like, what do you spend your time watching? Same as books and everything. So you have this, you said you have this thing of like, you don't read a book unless if it has like numerous reviews on Amazon or places like that. So I guess it helps narrow it down to not watch those, even though we have watched some of those movies in the Razzies like Blonde, because they get like a bit of hype to begin with, but eventually it's just wasting your time.
Well, yeah, I use like Amazon reviews to gauge if it's going to be a good book, and also Goodreads as well, because it's more, you can put it together like playlists and you can review multiple books. So rather than just going into like the one book you want and looking at the reviews on Amazon, you can look at someone's account and see what they read and stuff. So I actually remembered I've been seeing this a lot lately on Instagram. It's like a video version. Letterboxd is a social platform for sharing your taste in film. So maybe we can start one of these. And I guess you just watch what you want. It's the same thing as like Goodreads, but for movies, I guess.
Oh, that's cool.
So you can give your review, and then I guess you can have your social media following, see what you're into and whatnot.
That is very interesting because we struggle. Like even we talked about it, we don't know what to watch for date night, right? So we should just probably log into here and look like what's the most popular movie at the moment or what's getting good reviews. That way, at least we're in for a good time.
Yeah, and the thing is with movie reviews and book reviews as well, like usually you're like listening to one particular person and their point of view and their reference and what they think is cool, and then the next thing you're doing is from someone else. So you never really like, this person knows exactly what I want to watch. You're not really getting targeted. You're getting just a bit of information from everybody. Pardon me, GB coming up. as opposed to being like, oh, my mate Jeff, he always picks the best movies, other than going Jeff, Sally, George, Samson, Gregorick.
Gregorick.
Is that a name?
I think so. Gregorick. Like Roderick, Gregorick.
Frederick and Greg had a baby.
Gregorick.
Male baby.
Yeah.
Gregorick.
But yeah, no, it's like it makes sense to like look at the reviews and stuff so you just don't waste your time. So pretty much don't watch anything that's on the Razzies and watch everything that's on Oscars.
We should make a Look Mum one now.
Look Mum recommends.
Go if you're into Letterboxd, follow us at letterboxd.com/lookmum.
Potentially we'll have one up by the time that you look through this.
Potentially.
Yeah. Make a little note for myself.
All right. So we touched on movies.
We did, yes.
Are we going to get into the Kim Kardashian movie?
Oh, no.
Speaking of, adult stuff.
Adult, no. What's it? It's
Adult
kind
marketing.
of like a nice little like segue there. No, but she was like heaps into the media. She was heaps in the media this week just for doing her lecture, right? And I've never been the biggest fan of Kim Kardashian or really like followed in what she does.
Before you go any further, why not?
She's like, the fashion has never been my style, just the way, like, keeping up with the Kardashians, I've never really enjoyed that reality TV aspect of it either. Always got portrayed as being a bit of like an airhead type thing, but as like the years go on,
I think that's intentional though.
No, 100%. It is all intentional.
So then you're always surprised by how intelligent and like in touch she is with culture and.
Oh, for sure. And like being sort of doing social media now at the moment, or sort of doing like just trying to do like social media in general, it's so hard to stay relevant for so long. And for someone who's always able to be in the media, always someone who's able to be current, like it's pretty badass if you think about it at the end of the day. Like I'm just going to share the article where Harvard should be ashamed that Kim Kardashian actually gave a speech there. She spoke for like 2 hours from like business to, or direct business to the public, right? So talking about a company, the Skims. Yeah.
All right. So Harvard should be ashamed. This is from entrepreneur.com. Harvard should be ashamed. Kim Kardashian slammed for giving a lecture at Harvard Business School. Pop-ups. Kardashian visited Boston on Friday with Skims co-founder Jens Gred to talk to students about the shapewear company.
And it's always been a dream of her, which is really interesting. And you, like I said, you had some people that loved her doing a speech there and some people that don't, because she's so polarizing, right? Because you've got the people that think she's just like an airhead who wants attention, who just wants like money and stuff at the end of the day. Yes, that might be a part of it, but also takes some sort of skill to be able to do that in the first place.
I think by the looks of it, she's just trying to tick a box. Maybe not a bucket list thing, but like she just wants
I think it definitely is on a bucket list.
She just wants to say she's done it, right? Like she looks pretty proud. So Kardashian visited Harvard Business School in Cambridge, Massachusetts on Friday with Skims co-founder Jens agreed to talk to students about the shapewear company for nearly 2 hours as part of a direct-to-consumer seminar. So she's just going to like chat about how the brand's going. Like there's nothing controversial about this.
No, but they're saying that why is she, of all people, chatting at a business school where
because she has a successful business.
Yes, but like people saying she's only successful because of her parents and things like that. But also it does take skill to stay successful.
One win doesn't mean wins forever. Just because she, got famous initially from a sex tape and then reality TV show and then being a partner or a wife to other celebrities.
Yes.
And having a celebrity family and focused on primarily looks doesn't mean she's not successful in the business realm.
No.
And I mean, is it just a bunch of haters? I'm going to have to side with Kardashian here. Like she's built up enough leverage and relationships where she's partnered with smart people to like be part of this company. It's not like she just was handed a company. She's made connections with people and built something
She's
impressive.
Networked. Yeah, and we know how hard it is networking. There's someone that says, just scroll back down. Keep going, sorry.
Down or up?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, they say that I don't get what the hate is about. It's just a bunch of jealous people. The reality is she wasn't born ultra wealthy. She created a company, leveraged her talents, and built a brand. Yeah.
Well, if her brand was crap and it didn't sell any Skims products, she wouldn't be at the Harvard Business School.
No, definitely not. And like I said, it takes some sort of skill to be able to just get there in the first place. Like
her brand doubled in valuation last year after a $240 million financing round.
Yeah. I'm just going to send you another link, like all her businesses ranked by success.
Company's worth $3.2 billion.
I was going to say she's worth $1.8 billion.
Sheesh.
Like,
and she's still getting $200K a month of Kanye.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's for the kids.
So what's her top successful brands?
Yeah, so she's had Kardashian Beauty, so obviously a beauty brand. Dash Boutique, so that's what she opened up with her sister. Hollywood. Yeah, so
Hollywood, Kimoji.
Don't even know what that one is.
I think she had just an app full of emojis.
That's right, she did too.
250 Kim lookalike emojis.
That's right.
The question is, are these brands and companies still going, or she just built them up and then just employed a bunch of staff and operational like CEOs or whatever to like operate it on her behalf, and she just gets residual.
Yeah, so there'll be some that she's not a part of anymore. So a lot of her beauty stuff should probably have someone just running the whole business, but she's very much a part of the Skims business. She's very, very active within that particular one. She
definitely doesn't want to have this brand anymore. KKW, Kim Kardashian West Fragrance and Beauty. That's probably on the back burner.
Yeah, and then Skims is obviously her most profitable one at the moment. So company was initially valued at $500 million. A majority stake in the company to be $225 million.
So the brand's value exponentially increased during the pandemic as Skims quickly adapted to introduce loungewear and comfy clothes almost immediately after quarantine orders. So I guess they're like the new age Spanx.
Yes. Yeah.
And then they realized everyone's going to be at home. Let's create comfortable loungewear.
100%.
Rather than creating an entirely new brand.
Yeah.
So they kind of they branched out of their initial niche or target audience.
Yeah.
Same audience, but different product, different line for their audience. So it's a brave thing to do. A lot of brands would just start a side affiliate company to do that.
Yeah. No, it takes a lot of smarts to be able to do that, to know, all right, sweet, people are going to be staying at home. Like, I know I need to launch something else. I need to do something with the brand. But to be able to stay current, like she's been around for like 15 years, right? It's a long time to be constantly current all the time.
Yes.
And she's like got one of the biggest Instagram accounts as well. Like she's got one of the biggest social media followings. So it takes, obviously she should have a team around her that helps her and does that stuff for her. But how many, there's not an everyday celebrity that's still current, right? They go in and out.
It's usually due to, I think the reason a lot of celebrities fall off is is purely PR. They either become irrelevant with culture or they do something that jeopardizes their persona in the public eye. Usually with her, it's people around her that are fucking up. She's like messed up once or twice, but it's always benefited her in the long run. As opposed to everyone around her, her sisters and their sisters' partners are like cheating or this and that. There's always controversy surrounding her, which makes her look a little bit better because she's not directly involved. And then it's just it's not the surname. The surname gets repeated so frequently because there's 8 celebrities with that surname. So every time someone's surname gets mentioned,
the whole Kardashian, like, is the Kardashian brand in itself.
What's the saying? All boats rise with the tide or something like that.
Yeah.
So like, and she stays relevant. That's the main thing. She hasn't done anything that dramatic that's put her out of business.
She's pretty consistent, which is not, you don't get that. Usually you get that with people like, Grant, like these other like billionaires and stuff like Grant Cardone that does social media, or you have people like Gary Vee. Like, those people are consistent in their messaging. So she's quite consistent in her messaging, but just because she's female and she has a lot of emphasis on the way she looks and maybe doesn't project the best, like, healthy body image, she just gets a lot of hate for it. But I think at the end of the day, love her or hate her, she's quite a savvy businesswoman.
People stick to like what got her there as opposed to what's keeping her there.
Yeah.
So like as soon as there's a hater, it's like, she did a sex tape or she's in a reality show, but instead of like what she's done that was in like the first 3 years of her like rise in celebritydom.
But imagine if you have like just the best team around you, right? You're going to learn and you're going to grow within that team. So yeah, like you're saying, it takes effort to actually stay at the level that you're at. So I'm assuming like now she knows a lot more than what she used to. She's probably like upskilled herself in that meantime. She doesn't seem like one of those people that would let everybody do everything for her. Like, obviously you'd have cooks and, all the things that does the everyday tasks and stuff for you. But I think when it comes to like decision making, she probably has a team around her that's giving her advice, but she's making the decision at the end of the day.
That brings us into what I want to talk about. So how much did you say she was worth? What's her net worth?
$1.8 billion.
So let's just confirm that.
That was on Forbes, I think I saw. How much is she worth?
Net worth. There's probably some rich person list, right?
Oh,
and let's have a look at, that's kind of irrelevant. Kardashian net worth in order.
Oh.
Kim Kardashian family net worth 2021, $6.6 billion.
Oof.
So that, she's worth 1.8.
I think Kylie might be worth the most.
She's a bit more because it's product. So this is what is interesting about this next point, right? So Justin Bieber has just sold his entire back catalog up until when he started making music up until December 2021 for 200 million USD. So here in Oz, it's about 280 million.
I saw the headline, but I don't know anything about it. So is there...
Bieber, whose debut single One Time was released in 2009, has been knocking out hits ever since, including number one's Despacito. Equity company Blackstone, remember, it recently bought Bieber profits made from Bieber's...
So then, he sold his whole back catalogue for 200 million. So this is what's interesting.
Like every single back catalogue song? Or is it from everything like an album?
Everything up until December 2021 is... They get all the royalties anytime it's played or put in an ad or a TV show or anything.
What did he do that for?
He's cashing out.
Interesting.
So this is, before we get into that topic, 200 million.
That's a lot.
Compared to Kim Kardashian's 1.8 billion.
Not as
so
much.
So like think about what has gone into that payout.
For Justin Bieber.
Yeah, like how much money there were. Like obviously he has more than just 200 million. Like he's still got other brand deals and stuff. But like he's producing art.
Yes.
She's building businesses. What gets you richer?
Building businesses gets you richer, right? So like
even if he's the biggest, one of the top 4 artists for the last decade and a half.
Everyone knows Bieber's name.
Yeah, but it doesn't make you that much money.
No, so
not to say that like everything should be about money. It's just interesting.
No, but for him to sell it for 200 million, he mustn't be getting that many royalties from it.
So one thing I was reading, there's a lot of artists now that are cashing out, and it's usually people. He's like one of the first ones that's under like 70 that have cashed out, because when you get into that age, you don't know if you can tour that much longer. You just want to
Gotcha. You need
out.
like a nest egg to just retire on almost.
So some of these acquisition deals where the people are buying out their entire catalogs, I don't know if it's going to be in this article. It's a very short one. A lot of the time, the deals are worth about 3 or 4 times what they can make annually.
Oh, okay.
So let's say you make $1 million per year.
Yes.
From royalties. Mm-hmm. They'll usually try and buy out your whole thing for 3 or 4.
Right.
They're kind of getting closer now where it's like at like 12.
12 years worth.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting.
So it's like, would you wait 12 years to accumulate all that and then have to tour and do new music? Or are you like, are you going to be like, that whole era is done. I've done 15 years. All the songs are great. They're going to get played forever. I can still cash them out, or I can get a lump sum and then focus on the next 10 years that I'm still making money. I've made my lump sum, but now I can make money on my next stuff that's coming out.
He would also have like almost an excuse now that he can't play his old songs.
He can still play them. He can do all that.
Oh, he can play them at concerts.
They get the royalties though.
Yeah, I know, but I was going to say like could be an excuse for him to like never sing those songs again because he's like, you'd be let down if you went to one of those shows and you didn't play it. Yeah. But he'd be making money off the concert itself. Yeah, off merch.
I don't know, like, well, probably not merch, but just like the actual ticket sales.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he's one of the youngest at only 28. He's one of the handful of defining artists of a streaming era that has revitalized the entire music industry. So pretty much the entire last decade and a half, 15 years, he's like been the one of the mainstays in terms of an artist that has seen the entire generation of streaming.
It'll be interesting if like in 20 or 30 years time, he needs to buy them all back because he doesn't have any money.
But what if his next 10 years are even better?
That's true. Well, I mean, it is Justin Bieber. Like he's
reinvented himself a lot of times, and he's been like he's had more PR problems than Kim Kardashian.
100%. I was going to say he's another one of those people that you either love or hate, but you know that he can sing. You know he's actually got a musical talent at the end of the day. Like he can play guitar, he can play piano. Like he has quite a good falsetto, I think they call it, and like he's amazing with his collabs. So I could probably
doesn't write a lot of his lyrics though. He gets a lot of help. So like the way the royalties would be divided up it'd be a complicated structure to say the least.
So does he alone get the 200 mil, and then there must be other people getting more money? Or is it 200 mil for the catalog?
It's for the catalog.
And then he would have to divvy it up between like the writers and stuff.
It's interesting. Like music is notoriously hard to. Even if you write a song with a friend, technically it's up to you how you want to split the royalties.
Yeah.
You can be like, no, I wrote 60%, you wrote 40%, and then you can just argue per song, and then like based on instruments as well. Like it can be very finicky. So it's 291 songs. But he has like cancelled a bunch of tours and stuff. He has some sort of disease where a lot of the muscles in his face aren't working and stuff.
I heard about that, yeah.
So he's had to postpone a bunch of times in the last couple of years. So potentially it could be a safeguard in case he can't ever perform again. And like before, imagine it's the same as like a business. Like once you announce like something's happening, your stock price can change dramatically.
Oh, 100%.
If he has to announce that like I can't tour for 10 years while I recover, then his music catalog value is going to drop tremendously. So he's trying to potentially might even just be trying to cash out now while he still can.
Well, it's like the whole thing, right? Like as a singer, you need to use your whole entire like mouth to be able to make those, I guess, those vocal sounds and those vocal movements and stuff. So if the muscles in his face aren't as strong as they used to be, he might not even be able to sing like he used to.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't really made music in a while, right?
I don't know.
He's done like a couple of collabs and stuff.
He's probably made a couple of songs last year.
Yeah.
What's interesting is because he's the youngest, I'm trying to find an article here that's, hits all the main points. Because Perthnow.com, that's probably not going to be what I want. Because he's, like I said, like everyone else has been like in their 70s and stuff. Bob Dylan, Bruce Springsteen have cashed out. I think he cashed out $500 million from memory. Let's have a quick look. Bruce Springsteen, $500 million he got cashed out.
Whoa.
Yeah. So that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
So like, do you want to wait that long or do you want to cash out now? Like imagine you waiting until you're 70. Like think about compounding an investment. Waiting till you're 70 to cash out $500 million.
Yeah.
Or cashing out $200 million now before you're 30 and then letting that $200 million, or not all of it obviously, but like a good chunk of it compound. You're going to end up making way more money in the long term by cashing out
100%.
early.
You could invest it, all that kind of thing. Like if you don't have kids, or because you know how when you have like these big artists that, you know, die and then their estate gets taken over by like a family member and stuff. Like if you don't have anybody like that, I can sort of see where that could actually be heaps beneficial.
The thing for the company that bought it though, like they're trying to reinvent the entire music industry, which is what they've been saying.
Yeah. So like on the other side of the equation, yes. So these artists are getting money in the short term to help themselves in the long run. What are these companies going to be doing with the music? Like, are they going to just be licensing it to ads and movies and just like giving it out willy nilly?
They got to make their money back.
Yeah.
And they're going to make it back by advertisements. Mm-hmm. Like it's going to be not everywhere, but like you're going to want to make sure that the songs are getting played enough to make your money back. So there's that aspect as well, but they're not going to just like, there's no reason for them to like not want to have Justin Bieber playing on every radio in every country at every minute. You want it played all the time to make your royalties back.
Justin Bieber the musical.
Whatever. Like you never know. But what's interesting compared to the older people, which I was saying, so here it says here, as his audience is still relatively young, he added, this is I guess the person from the company representative, royalties will continue to pour in for the 60, 70 years.
Right.
Because he's been one of the mainstays for the last decade and a half, a lot of his fans are between, let's say, 20 and 30.
Yes.
Or 20 and 35 or whatever. Who do your parents listen to?
It'd be like...
So, like, I enjoy Justin Bieber. Dope songs.
Yeah.
No hate at all.
So, like, when you have kids, your kids are going to be listening to the...
Or you're going to be listening to them. So, like, people that are in their 20s now, you see people walking around, they're stuck in their 70s, right? Their fashion and their musical sense is stuck in the best decade of their high life.
Well, people still listen to the Beatles, like, as, like, still a relevant thing.
So, think about how many people... Their point of view is, like, we're investing now because people that are listening to it now are going to listen to it in 40 years from now.
Gotcha.
So we're not just like, we're playing a long game here.
Gotcha. Yeah.
They're getting royalties for 40 years. If you buy Bruce Springsteen, his fans are 70, they're going to be dead in less than 20 years. So there's a shorter lifespan. Obviously, new people will pick it up and stuff, but in terms of like a generation that will continue listening to it, it's a pretty smart move.
Yeah, with the Justin Bieber one, they're 100% playing the long game with that one.
But again, he might just come back in 2 years and bring out banger after banger, 3 more albums that are just as popular, and then
people want to listen to their old stuff as well.
Yep.
So think about like people just like Spotify, all that kind of thing, just all these songs playing.
But I guess this comes back to like the main segue that I tried to introduce. I mean, the data here says he has 30 billion Spotify streams.
Whoa.
So, you know, that's a lot of streams, and it's only going to go up and up and up. It's never going to slow down.
No.
Unless there's some new generational talent that takes over. But the thing is, like, his generation is defined now.
True.
There's like, for someone to come up now, they have to be 16 or 17 and capture all that younger audience. He's got like a whole 10, 15 year segment like on lockdown.
But also, like, he doesn't have to, now that he's sold the back catalogue, like, he doesn't, and if he doesn't have any new music, he doesn't have to, like, be in the media or be promoting, like, that kind of thing to stay current. Like,
so that's what I was saying with Kim Kardashian, like, what makes you more money? He could just go and start 3 or 4 businesses now and turn that 200 million into 20 billion.
Well, I'm pretty sure he has the clothing brand Drew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, it's kind of cool, I guess.
No, like fashion, like good name, right?
But like you want something that's in every household.
Yeah.
That's why the Kardashian, one of their, which sister has the beauty line?
Kylie.
That's because it's how many people are going to want a Justin Bieber hoodie? 1 in every 10,000.
But like beauty products are quite large. Like
you want something, you want
applies to like men and women. Like
you want an iPhone, you want a brand in every single household. So I think you'll see him
maybe step back a bit,
founding in companies and stuff like that going
Interesting.
forward.
Yeah, I'm just curious. Well, what is one? Obviously, you probably won't tell us like what's going to happen with the money, and then what's going to happen to like I guess him and his music going forward. So that'll be interesting.
Bieber.
Oh,
it's a smart move. Risky,
that.
Definitely a risky move. I think Justin Bieber did one not long ago, but it's nowhere near that much. Oh, Justin Timberlake.
Oh, did he sell his back catalogue as well?
I think you're going to start seeing a lot of it.
Is it? It's so interesting that they're selling this back catalog because maybe they just don't want to play that long game. They just want
cashing out before like Justin Timberlake sells his catalog.
What if he wants Sexy back?
He doesn't want it anymore.
No. 100 million.
You got to think about it from their perspective. They're probably burnt out from 10 years of touring and media and stuff. And
there'll be a reason why Justin Timberlake's trying to act and do all those kind of things now. Like, it'd be so exhausting being on tour, on the road all the time.
You just want to, cash out while you still can, while you're still relevant, and before your $100 million offer turns to $50 million. So, Justin Timberlake, $100 million. Let's see if there's any other ones recently. Sells back catalog. You have to be a massive, a top 40 artist to make this happen.
Oh, for sure. You'd have to be.
You can't just be like some scumbag. There's plenty of scumbags out there. I'm just going to get fully just like Justin Bieber news, right? Because it's quite...
And you've been searching it as well. Yes. The band Yes. Noel Gallagher?
Noel Gallagher wonders if selling the Oasis back catalogue would demotivate him.
Interesting.
So, yeah, I think once people see this, I mean, who else would be out there in his realm that would be able to sell it?
So he sold his for $200 million. So Dr. Dre, okay. He's going to be selling The Doors.
See, Dr. Dre is more, I feel like he was more influential.
250 mil. Like, did Bruce Springsteen, was it 500 mil for Bruce Springsteen? Far out. I guess he has way more back catalogue, though, if you think about it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Because Bieber had 291 songs. If you're like a really good artist, not really good artist, but a really good songwriter and can put songs together fast, 291 songs.
And I think Bruce Springsteen he would have wrote a lot of his own stuff as well, right? So he probably owns a lot more of it. So maybe Justin Bieber did get 200 mil, but other people got some money as well.
So Oasis. But yeah, it's an interesting point to see what these companies are going to do with their songs, whether they're going to invent a whole new way of trying to monetize it. Because what I was reading is a lot of the older artists are getting revitalized now through shorts and TikToks and stuff.
Yes. Yeah, like Bee Gees is a huge one that did be through TikTok. Yeah.
So like there's all these music execs, not even the music executives, but people that are working for these companies now that are emerging, trying to find stuff that they think will pop and digging through old back catalogs and trying to get them cheap. It's the same as like we go thrifting or whatever. We want to go and find the dirty deals, find the arbitrage, find the cheap thing to flip it for more.
The needle in the haystack, the little gold mine that's not going to, cost you a whole bunch.
And they've seen Kate Bush go crazy with Stranger Things.
Oh, yeah, true.
They're seeing all these trends, and TikTok and Reels and stuff are going to be around for a while. Maybe not on the exact platform we're currently using them, but that kind of type of use of music is going to be around for a while. Just those short, rapid viral things.
Well, music is always going to be such a huge part of like the human culture. Like it's not like music itself is not going to go away.
Well, it lasts longer than a business. Like the business can make you more money, but most businesses don't last 100 years.
No.
But we haven't really seen 100 years of like the pop celebrity music. Like we've seen the Beatles rise in like the 50s, 60s or whatever. We've only had 60 years of data to like look at.
Yeah. Like the only other option you have is like classical music, which is still very popular. Like it's pretty interesting. Like, could you imagine so when was the Beatles? Like the 50s, right? So like when does Beatles hit 100?
First album.
Like that would be
61. So let's say the start of so it's 60 years.
Yes.
That's right. 60 years.
No, it's we're in the 20s now, so it's been
60 years.
60 years?
It's not that long. It's not that long.
No, so like 40 more years, which is in our lifetime.
That's when it's like, okay, we've got a span of 100 years of pop music.
Is pop music still going to be relevant for that whole time frame?
Think about how many brands start and stop before then. So like music is longer lasting than a brand. So yes, the brands can make you more money and at a more rapid pace.
Yeah.
But you will have more longevity and legacy as being an artist.
Yeah. And being those company that is buying up those music, you'd have to actually be very smart in who it is that you're buying. So like Bruce Springsteen, he's like literally an American icon, right? Like he's an actual staple in their history.
He could just go and say something outrageous online tomorrow and like sacrifice his entire brand.
Yeah. And then you've got
his back catalogue and no one will listen to it.
No, 100%. And then you've got, someone like Justin Bieber, who was like the biggest like child pop star sensation, who like just he was like the new Beatles in a way. Like he made fangirls go crazy again because of him. And that sort of like put a step onto, 5 Seconds of Summer and One Direction. Like they wouldn't have been as popular if Justin Bieber
How
didn't.
dare you put those two in the same realm?
5 Seconds of Summer.
5 Sauce, really?
I don't know. I was just thinking like
No.
young boy bands and stuff, right? Like just having that pop music, like revitalizing it. So like if you're a company, you'd probably have a list of people that you'd eventually want to buy music from.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Super interesting.
The thing is with like a boy band, though, you have to get everyone to agree on it. That's the beauty of being a solo artist.
Yeah, it would also depend on your contract when you like join that boy band too, because you have someone like Justin Timberlake who was in NSYNC. Yeah, NSYNC. Like you see the Backstreet Boys are NSYNC. They're like both the same, literally.
You're throwing shade on all the boy bands today. I don't appreciate it.
But like, where are the other dudes, right? Like they're not releasing solo music.
Yeah, so they would be more inclined to sell faster.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which of the One Direction's the most popular? These Harry Styles is probably the biggest one.
Harry Styles is the biggest one. Yeah, like he's the one that got the most popular. He's the one that seems to be able to transcend that sort of One Direction sort of thing and be like a solo artist within himself. You can Google it. Who's the best-selling One Direction?
But yeah, I think you make a good point. That the most interesting part of all this is how they're going to use the music going forward.
Mm-hmm.
Are they just going to slap it on every Coca-Cola commercial?
Mm-hmm. Or are they going to try and create those TikTok sort of viral moments?
How much bigger can Bieber's name get though?
He's pretty big.
It's pretty damn big.
Yeah. He's like massive. So it's just I think that's probably like Bruce Springsteen makes sense because he's an old dude, right? It's just really interesting what they're going to do with Justin Bieber because he's so young.
So let's have a look how much 200 million divided by 291 songs. Right? 'Cause that's essentially what it is, 291 songs. So each song is that right? 200 million divided by 291. So $687,000 per song.
So your song, each song is worth a house.
Yeah, one bedroom in Sydney.
Like, could you just buy a whole bunch of real estate with that money?
You'd buy a handful for sure.
Yeah.
He's pretty got heaps.
Yeah, it's just I just think it's such an interesting move because he's so young and he's still got like you said, unless it's like something's going to happen and he's going to like retire from making music and just sort of needs some money now to like, to go into his next business ventures, that sort of makes sense. But if he's still planning on releasing music, it's just a very interesting move.
Let's see if this article brings in any more info. So I'm interested to know how it all breaks down.
2017.
2017, he earned $80 million a year. So it's not quite as a 12Xer as I thought it would be.
Well, 2017, he would have been like 17 or 18. Like that's a lot for like an 18-year-old.
His 2016 and 2017 Purpose World Tour garnered over $250 million. Made extra money from his documentary. I actually enjoyed his documentary.
I don't think I've seen it.
Never Say Never. I will never say never. He plays drums really, really, really well.
Well, that's what I mean. He's a talented musician. Like he plays the guitar, the piano. Like he's very.
When I seen him play drums, and I'm like, oh, this dude's
fucking Because you used to play drums, didn't you?
I played drums in high school for about 2 years, and it was not good.
No.
Played like I was in a school band for about 2 years, and I just played like
Blink-182 songs the whole time.
No, that was for my year 12
gotcha.
presentation. What songs did I ever heard of Pomp and Circumstance?
No. Pompin'
Circumstance. Is this what it's called? The song? This is the only thing I remember listening.
Pomp and Circumstance. I think it's a
graduation song.
I thought it was like a punk band. And I was like, I've never heard of these guys before.
Pomp and I remember playing drums for this. Is there drums in this?
Is there?
Yeah.
Is it the cymbals? Clash.
Actually, you're right. I just played the one cymbal. No, I learned to read the sheet music. I wasn't very good at it at all.
I thought you're quite like mathematical, right? And like music is like can be quite mathematical. So
I was a guitarist, but a bad one. Well, that's what was fun. Like I wanted to make this not wanted to, but like there's a YouTube video I'm planning on making at some point about all my failures and little hustles and stuff. So back in the day, like I used to play guitar, but I was never really like that good at it. But when you can, with music, you can read the sheet music, right? Which has I believe 6 lines, and you have the G clef or the C clef, and the notes, the dots determine like how long you play each note for, etc. There's also guitar tablature, so it is kind of mathematical, but it's
because you have those mathcore bands.
Yeah, you're not. I hear what you're saying. I'm trying to explain something to you. So there's a guitar tablature as well. So like the top one here, is music notes, like sheet music. The bottom one is tab. So each line represents a string. So rather than like with these ones along here, you have to be like, oh, this is a C note, a G note. You have to know exactly where it falls in that line. It's kind of harder to read. Yeah. For me anyway. This bottom one is super easy. Because those 6 lines represent each string.
Gotcha.
And 0, 1, 3 is just like the numbered fret. 0, the first fret on the guitar.
Oh, that seems so much easier to learn.
Heaps easier, right?
Yeah.
So what I used to do is this guitar, or this musical software called Guitar Pro. And you could essentially go to like there's a bunch of guitar tablature websites. So you could just go to the guitartab.com or whatever it was at the time. Be like, I want to play Blink 182 Adam's song. And download the tab. Yeah. And then with this tab in here like this, you could go into Guitar Pro. Yeah. You could insert it at the exact beats per minute and it would play it back for you.
Oh, that's cool.
So what I used to do is make polyphonic ringtones doing this, so I didn't have to pay the $6.
What?
So this is like one of my original hustles.
Right,
so
rather than like messaging the magazine and have to pay $5 for it.
No, they didn't have all the songs you wanted back then.
No, of course not.
So you could come in, select, I want electric guitar sound. It was so metallic-y and weird sounding, but you just put in like, I want to, like you just enter it one by one, read the tab, insert it all, and then you could download it as a polyphonic ringtone, upload it to your Nokia phone.
So smart.
And then I sold a couple. It wasn't that many, but I could have made like a bit of money off that. Because like you pay one from like Crazy Frog Music for like $6 at the time, right? Yeah. Could have charged like $4. So that's when you say it used to be mathematical, like yes and no. It's more just like being able to read numbers from left to right. So mathcore wasn't really where I was going. So that's a hustle that I'm going to end on for this episode. So I was hustling back then, and my mum did know about it, so I made her proud.
Well, there you go. Very interesting.
All right, thank you guys for listening. We'll wrap it up there, and we'll see you guys next week for episode 49. 50 coming in soon.
Oh, the big old 5-0. We're getting old.
We'll do something special. We'll have more than GB and AJ.
Bye, everyone. See ya.